Show. Sailing through the morning light, catching waves with voices bright. Set your course for tales untold, entertainment pure and bold. Come aboard this journey new, positively Pat Sim Show. Every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails. Laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer. Every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high. Morning sun in every eye. From epic quest to daily news, listen up, there's much to choose. Every word a gem we share. Saturday we conquer air. Positively Pat Sim Show. Every tale a treasure trove. Tune in now and set your sails. Laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer. Every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high. Morning sun in every eye. In every eye. In every eye. Positively Pat Sim Show. Tune in now and set your sails. Laughs and chats and wondrous tales. We ride the waves of joy and cheer. Every week we're standing here. Everyone keeps spirits high. Morning sun in every eye. In every eye.
Sims Nation, good morning and welcome to the Positively Pat Sim Show right here on WANT and live streaming on YouTube. Good morning, everyone. It is great to have you here. Last night we had a great Warriors Unleashed show. If you missed that, make sure you check that out on demand on our YouTube page anytime. And it is really great to be here. I'll tell you what, I've been feeling a little under the weather this week, and takes a lot when you're feeling under the weather to get yourself going and ready to go for a show. But I'm super excited to be here with you guys. There's very, very few things I look forward to every week, like being here with you, my Sims Nation, on a Friday night and a Saturday morning. And we got a lot of great stuff coming your way next year, but we're focused right now as we prep for the final match of one of WWE's biggest stars of all time. I'm talking, of course, about John Cena. And this morning we're going to get into a fun game we call the Squared Circle. And we're going to be doing a John Cena edition of that. And if you guys are watching us here on YouTube, make sure you jump into that live chat, say hello, and play along with us, because there's going to be parts of this game where I'm going to be reaching out to you guys, the Sims Nation, for your thoughts to help me pick a winner, because some of these require the help of the audience. So, all right, guys, let's jump right into some WWE news before we get going. And probably the biggest news coming out of SmackDown yesterday is that Gunther has officially advanced and is the opponent of John Cena in his final matchup. And here to give their thoughts on what transpired last night and what they think of Gunther as John Cena's final opponent are, first, let's start with my buddy DDPY Warrior and instructor. I'm talking, of course, about the one and only George Fenmore. George, give us your thoughts on Gunther as John Cena's final opponent.
It's been rumored that Gunther was going to be the opponent for, I think, all year at some point during the year. And with it being the only one left and with him in this tournament, that's where I figured they were going to go. I didn't really want it, but I figured that's where they were going to go. I don't know. I guess I could see Gunther getting the rub off on it, because that's the way Cena likes to go out, right? He likes to he likes to go out staring up at the lights, like the old traditional wrestlers. You're going out, you go out putting someone over.
Right.
I feel like that's what's probably going to happen. I really don't want it to happen, but I feel like that's what's going to happen. I feel like he's going to put Gunther over, trying to make Gunther an even bigger star than he already is. I don't think Gunther needs it at this point, but maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised and Cena go out with a win, but I just don't see it happening at this point. So,
all right, and we want to also get the thoughts of a WANT superstar. He is one of the most popular guys on WANT, and I love his shows, all of them. And I'm, of course, talking about the one and only Benny Scala. Welcome to the show, Benny, and give us your thoughts on Gunther versus John Cena. Oh, I don't know why. We always have to remember to unmute ourselves.
There we go.
There we go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I mean, when we had our Survivor Series prediction show last week, I was patting myself on the back. I did my Barry Horowitz.
Right.
One of these.
Yep.
Because I ran the table. And I even made mention on the show that I thought that Gunther would be the opponent and that he would defeat John Cena next Saturday night. But I watched the match last night, and even though I thought, I'm having this inner struggle, my prognostication skills versus my heart's desire. And about 2 minutes into the match, I really, really was wanting LA Knight to win this match. And I know they made mention of the fact that Gunther had never lost a non-title match on TV. I thought, well, maybe there's a chance this will be the first. But I really think they missed the boat, because I absolutely love LA Knight. The funny thing is, I believe the last match on Saturday night's main event is from DC.
Yeah.
And LA Knight his real name is Sean Ricker, and he is from Hagerstown, Maryland, which is I lived in Hagerstown, Maryland, about 90 minutes from the DC area. So he's a local guy. I mean, the stars were all aligning for this guy to be, and they call him the megastar. And I think if they did it right by him, I think he could be the megastar. But I really think they missed the boat last night. I thought that was a bad call.
Yeah, I got to agree there. Now, before we move on from this, I do have a question here, and that is, we're looking at a week until Saturday night's main event. A week in pro wrestling can be like an eternity, where we've got Raw, NXT, and SmackDown, and we know John Cena has made mention numerous times that they wanted to do a 2-hour Saturday night's main event that was essentially a tribute show to John Cena, and John basically said, no, I want to highlight a lot of the younger stars. So we know NXT is going to be involved. Is there a chance that WWE is doing this, giving us the Gunther announcement now, and then does a bait and switch, and we get someone else either announced on Raw or SmackDown or on Saturday night's main event itself. Benny, let's start with you. What do you think?
With wrestling, you never ever say never.
Right.
But I don't see that happening. I just think, although anybody, any superstar is going to benefit by that match. But I think that LA Knight, he's always been right on the precipice, and he would have, if anybody was the one, I think he should have been the one. And but again, who knows? They could do anything. They could bait and switch us. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say it's going to be Gunther next week.
Okay. George, how about you? What do you think?
I agree with Benny. I feel like if it was gonna be anyone, it should have been LA Knight. I just don't. Again, like I said earlier, I feel like I want Cena to win this match, but I feel like Gunther's just gonna take it home, and I don't know. Bad taste, I guess.
All right. Well, Grandmaster Solus has entered the live chat, and he disagrees, and he's very happy that Gunther won. Grandmaster, if you want to give us your reasoning why you're happy that Gunther won, and we'll come back to you in just a moment. But till then, I want to touch up really quickly on another big announcement from yesterday that may not sound at first like it has any ramifications for the pro wrestling world, but the truth is there's huge ramifications in the future, and that is the acquisition of Warner Brothers by Netflix. Now, it's not final yet. There's still some hoops that need to be gone through in order for this to be official, but the terms have been agreed upon by the parties. Netflix has already started making announcements. If you're a Netflix subscriber, like George and I got the email yesterday from Netflix that very much hinted at Warner Brothers, HBO Max, and Netflix combining down the road into one streaming service, which would make sense if you're going to do that. But it's a crazy time when this happens. I mean, we're talking about, first of all, Netflix. This is what I'm sure all three of us right here, we all probably did the Netflix DVD thing at some point, right? And then to think that at some point that little Blockbuster-like service was going to be a entertainment juggernaut that was going to have the biggest streaming service in the world, that was going to own one of the most legendary studios in the world, is insane to think about. But in terms of pro wrestling, you have Netflix that is highly invested by spending quite a lot of money on WWE's content. And then there is Warner Brothers, who has invested in AEW content. Now, George mentioned earlier that there's, the contract is there. It's solid between AEW and Warner Brothers. But after 2027, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens across the pro wrestling landscape, as we know also this week that TNA signed a television deal with AMC. I mean, just think about this. TNA was a sinking ship for a while. And I think a lot of people thought at some point Vince was just going to buy TNA. It just kept going from station to station and going further down the hill until I didn't know anybody that knew when they were on or where. And then now they're going to be on AMC, which is a great move for TNA. TNA is going to have to bring it. And who knows, TNA could end up, if crazier things in pro wrestling have happened, TNA could end up a number 2 promotion. You never know. They don't have the money of a Tony Khan, but their fan base is passionate, and they show up more so, in my opinion, than AEW's. All right, Netflix prices are going to go up a lot. Online, they're saying that if this gets approved, it could take 2 years. Yeah, Yeah, and that's why I think a lot of people that have projects in the work with Warner Brothers, like they're freaking out, and I think they're going to try to get as much in as they can. TNA now has more viewers, but their ratings were very low before. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, they were on a they were sinking, and I think they're joining up with WWE and NXT and stuff. I think that's helped a lot. It's brought a lot of visibility to their product. But I want to get the thoughts of my co-host and my guest today. So, George, tell me your thoughts on what you think about this whole deal with Warner Brothers, AEW, Netflix, WWE, and now sneaking TNA in there as a possible number 2 down the line. What do you think?
So I feel like it may be a little too early to tell what's going to happen. I'm just rereading the email, and basically they said, "Don't worry, we're going to keep it as 2 separate streaming services and entities." Well, again, but it does say down the line, like you said. So like the way they're I guess either people are already saying this online and it's just getting to them and they're trying to nip something in the bud, or like you said, they do plan on shooting down the line down the one service. Um, Either way, however there's Miss Fenmore. Hey, Jenny. uh, but it could go either way with that. If you remember, TNA used to be number 2. It was the only other competition that WWE had, and it's not really competition. They kind of lost that slot to AEW because of money and a TV deal.
Right.
Now, who knows, right? Because remember, you had Kurt Angle there, you had R-Truth there, you had Drew McIntyre there, Tomaloa there. God, there's a whole bunch of people on WWE's main roster right now that used to be in TNA.
Right.
AJ Styles, right? Like, so it is very interesting, and I'm really looking forward to see when that's going to go. As far as the AEW is concerned, I feel like because how much money Tony Khan has and what he can do with it, I feel like they're going to be just fine as far as the home is concerned. Like, even if it's not where they are now, I feel like they have time to prepare and they'll be able to, like, figure something out.
Right.
But that fighting for number 2 spot, I don't think it's going to be AEW versus WWE, or at least in their mind it is.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to be more of a TNA versus AEW for number 2 and 3.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right, Benny, let's jump over to you. Give us your thoughts, my friend, and then we're going to get right into our game for today. I'm so excited. Benny, give us your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, I approached this from a very, very old school perspective. Growing up on Long Island, New York, back in the day in mid '70s, all I had was the WWF. All of a sudden we get cable. Now I have Championship Wrestling from Florida. I get Georgia Championship Wrestling. A couple of years later, I got World Class. I got Southwest Championship Wrestling. And eventually I got the AWA. And every time I got a new wrestling show to be able to watch, I was ecstatic. I never felt the need to say, okay, well, WWF's the best. Maybe in my subconscious I thought that, but all I thought is, the more wrestling, the better. So it just seems like nowadays people have to choose a side.
Right.
I'm pro WWE, and which means I'll never watch AEW, or I'm pro AEW. I think there's enough. If you're a true wrestling fan, you should embrace all these wrestling companies. So, from my perspective, I hope they all succeed. I hope maybe another company will come up and maybe be a solid number 4. To me, there's enough room. I don't think the average, like the true wrestling fan, there's no limit on how much wrestling they're going to watch. And so, yeah, I'm all for I'm all for them all succeeding.
I'll agree to an extent. I'll be honest, Benny. I think that my thought process on I'm a huge wrestling fan. I love professional wrestling. I started off as a WWE fan, and I've explained that why and many times in the past. But as I grew up, I started becoming more of a pro wrestling fan. I started to branch out started to appreciate what WCW had to offer. I started to appreciate a lot of the older stuff, especially when the WWE Network came out. And now I could actually enjoy WCCW in its true form and not just in a documentary and stuff like that. And I really became a big pro wrestling fan. The only time I'll slightly disagree there is that there's never too much content. Like, for me, there is too much content. Like I really do have to kind of narrow it down a little bit, because I have to take a break from time to time. Like, it's kind of almost like it's a good thing I can't watch SmackDown. I just have to follow up on it, because there's just so much pro wrestling. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You got Saturday PLEs and pay-per-views. You on 2-night shows, you got Sunday PLEs and pay-per-views. I mean, there's so much. And you got the old WrestleManias are hard to watch because they're like 5-6 hours long. You know, not the old ones, but you guys know what I mean. Before we split into the 2-day, the AEW pay-per-views are getting really long, and I'm like, guys, like, I'm 45. I have a better attention span than my kids, but even then, I'm like, slow it down. But that's about it. Coming from our Grandmaster here, looking at an online wrestling ratings, AEW Collision, which is the lowest rated show, gets huge ratings compared to TNA, which is under 100,000. Okay, like I'll say this for real. I'm kind of tired of the ratings talk. I am. I think it's ridiculous from this standpoint. Ratings are not. I mean, you want to talk about ratings, I mean, you could say, oh, well, WWE was way more popular in the Attitude Era because their ratings were super high. Even though the product, I thought, wasn't, actually that great when you go back and watch it. But it's a different time, all right? Like, and you also have to remember, we just mentioned that TNA, nobody knew where they were. Nobody knew where to watch TNA unless you were a diehard TNA fan. Pro wrestling fans didn't know where to watch TNA. When they started coming together with NXT, that was their first chance for a lot of wrestling fans to see these TNA guys. You might have known who Joe Hendry was because maybe you were on Twitter or something like that, but you really didn't know who Joe Hendry was. NXT has brought a whole nother set of eyes to TNA, and that's, I believe, why I think they're coming up. Now, TNA needs to take advantage of that, and I think TNA can grow. So I'm not going to knock anybody for low ratings. AEW does not have great ratings. They don't. But in comparison, neither does SmackDown. Like, how many people watch this SmackDown every Friday? George, you have an idea? How many people does SmackDown probably get every week?
Honestly, I have no idea. And like you said, like half the time when I do watch it, I'm not watching it live. I'm usually watching it either even if I watch it the night it comes out.
Right.
I'll wait like half an hour to an hour so I can fast forward through all the commercials. Who wants to watch all that? When I was a kid, it was okay because back in our day, you had to watch commercials. That's when you ran to the bathroom and got back to the TV, right? Like,
right.
But nowadays, you can just fast forward through it if you wait, half. I usually start the show like SmackDown. I'll start like 8:30, 9 o'clock my time,
right?
East Coast, and that lets me fast forward through everything.
Yep.
I do the same thing on when I'm watching Raw as well. I don't like to watch the commercials. I find it's 3 minutes of boring of crap that I don't want to see or I have any interest in. It's usually them trying to. Yeah, it's completely irrelevant. It's stuff they're trying to sell me that I have zero interest in.
Right.
And I really, 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 really hate a lot of the stuff that's stuff I can't say on the air. Let's put it that way.
Right.
So I just fast forward through all the stuff, and if I can, like personally, I had to read the stuff about SmackDown yesterday. Granted, I watched clips and stuff online to make sure I was prepared here tonight because I'm saving the episode to watch with my daughter because she's not home right now. So I'm going to be watching it in the future, probably Sunday night or something. So, it's Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I'll just lastly wrap this up with this. Like, I feel the same way a lot about, like, when you talk about successes, right? You people like to judge television by ratings, which is fair, but it's hard to do in the streaming era because there's so many millions of people that have cut the cord, me included. So I don't watch television. I don't watch basic television the way I used to. I watch streaming stuff.
Yeah, I'm in the same with you. Yeah, I just watch streaming of these days because it's just, I cut that. I pulled the cord on that. I don't know, like a long time ago at this point.
Yeah.
And there's just like no point. And again, this way lets me fast forward through stuff. I get to pick what I get to see, what I want to watch. I have no interest in the 500 sponsors ads that I have zero interest in, and it's just trying to make me spend money on things I don't need or want. Most of it is, again, stuff I can't say in the air. But but yeah, like I feel like like you were saying, ratings, it's just like a mute point at this point because people are just going to watch it through streaming. They're going to watch it on demand. They're going to watch clips on YouTube. They're going to get this, that. They're still going to know what's going on and keep relevant, but they're not actively going to be able to see or track on like a Nelson rating thing or something. So
right. Well, I was going to say, you look at movies, same thing. People want to judge a movie by how much it makes in the theater, and it's getting harder and harder to judge what is a huge success and what isn't based on how it does in the theater. I mean, number one, people forget merchandise plays a huge role in a film making money. But also, movies don't last very long in the theater anymore. They go out, they get released, they last in the theater, what, couple months at best? Maybe 90 days? And then, boom, they're available digitally. They're available, and Grandmaster is retracting all of his messages. Why are you retracting all of your messages, Grandmaster? Except for I disagree. He's oh, no, there it goes. There goes I disagree. That's crazy. I've never seen that before, where every single message was detracted. But anyway, or retracted, not detracted. But anyway, so it's like, I've wondered to myself, will we and when will we ever see another huge, like, billion-dollar film? It might be, I mean, it was already kind of rare, but it was, I mean, I like Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday. There's a good chance Avengers Doomsday doesn't make $1 billion because people realize they can just wait a couple more months and it'll be available on Disney Plus. So it's a crazy, crazy time right now in entertainment, in sports, all of this stuff. It really is. And the good thing about pro wrestling is that television properties and companies like ESPN, like Netflix, they treat it more like a sport because they're live every week, and so they get really nice time slots and good deals because they are a live kind of sporting type of property. And all right, guys, let's move on to having nothing but fun here on the Positively Pat Sim Show. And for those of you guys listening on WANT, play along at home or wherever you are. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't just play along here. What I want you to do is play along in the live chat. Grandmaster Solis says, I didn't retract them. Oh, it's showing on my end. Message retracted on all of them. That's really funny. And Grandmaster, I've always kind of wondered, I'm starting to wonder if you, my friend, are someone else that we used to have in the chat. Because I haven't seen my buddy Universal in a couple of weeks, but you popped up last week. So I'm wondering if you are my same buddy and friend, but I think you would tell me if you weren't. But anyway, I'm just wondering. I'm curious. But guys, in the live chat, as we play this game, play along with us. And I will be asking you guys from time to time, depending on what part of the game we're in, for your assistance. So stay tuned. Here we go, guys. We are playing the squared circle. There it is right there, folks. We have this beautiful little wheel here that we're going to be spinning throughout the show, and on it are the following options for our contestants to land on, and I will explain them here. First, we have Master Debate, which it just passed right there. John Cena Trivia. I'm sure they're going to be super excited about the rap battle. The Match Game. Pat's Choice. Opponent's Choice. And Lose a Turn. That's in place of all the add a point, lose a point, steal a point that we had on the last game. That's all this random wheel just kept giving us steal a point, give a point away. So it never did anything. So that's the only one we have. But now, gentlemen, to ease your suffering a little bit, I'm going to let you know, rap battle, if you land on it, we're only doing that at the end. Okay, so it doesn't matter when you land on it. As soon as someone does, it's removed from the board. And the only thing is the rap battle, whoever lands on that gets the advantage of choosing the subject matter of the rap battle. Doesn't have to be John Cena. The rap battle is just in honor of John Cena. But you get to choose the subject, and you get to choose whether you're going first or second. So there is an advantage to landing on that spot on the wheel. Master Debate is, of course, based on our famous game show here on the program, Master Debaters, where I will give you a topic, which we have 4 here. I will be giving you a topic, and whoever landed on it will get to choose what they are arguing for first, and you will get 2 minutes to argue your point. And the winner will be chosen by myself and the live chat on who argued the best. All right, that's how you get a point there. We have the Match Game, which is just like the TV show. All right, so I have multiple, 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 5 Match Game questions that we have here. And if you land on it, you get to choose. Are you going to match with me, with your opponent, or with our mystery guest that's sitting in my recliner over here? And it doesn't take much to realize who the mystery guest is, because I don't live with that many people. It is my wife, yes. We just ruined the mystery. But our mystery guest is you can guess with her, with me, or with your opponent. So be careful. Be careful who you choose. All right, and then we have John Cena trivia. We have 10 John Cena trivia questions. I tried to keep them on the easier than harder side of the ball. So guys, don't worry about me throwing out questions that nobody knows the answers to. I tried to keep it a little easier for everybody here. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. I will be keeping track of points. I don't have, with Christmas season here, I don't have any money right now to give you any great prizes or nothing like that, but I will figure something out for you guys, I promise you, for the winner. All right, let's get started as I'm already losing my voice here. And here we go with the squared circle. Where it stops, no one knows. So that's how that works, all right? And you guys are, I know I forgot to say this was just a test spin because I didn't tell you who was up. But we do things alphabetically here by first name. And so, Benny, you're first. So now we're going to make our official spin for this. And here we go. Benny, no whammies, no whammies. Here we go. This is exciting. Match game. Look at that. All right. Benny, you get to play the match game. So you're going to be matching. You get to choose. Are you going to match with me, with George, or my not-so-mystery guest?
The mystery guest.
Benny's he's going for the mystery guest. Mystery guest, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, here we go. The first match game question here. John Cena's favorite workout move is the bench press, but his secret talent is blank. And I completely forgot to do something here, so give me a... Whoa, I didn't mean to do that. Yes, remind me later. So while you guys are coming up with your answers, I completely dropped the ball here. So I am... Okay. This is... Oh, there we go. Got it. Universal, what's up? Universal's back on. Greetings and salutations. Can you answer? Yes, you may. Let's see if Universal can do this. Benny, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Benny's ready. All right. So, Benny, let me reread that here. My wife turned the pages over. John Cena's favorite workout move is the bench press, but his secret talent is blank. What do you got?
I'm going to rhyme and say the French press.
He went with French press. Unfortunately, my wife went with invisibility. So I'm sorry, but you did not get that one. I am way off here. So I apologize, people. I really do. Usually I'm much more prepped. So here's the official sound for that. There it is. Oh, my wife apologizing in the chat. I'm sorry, Benny.
No, it's my fault, really. It's way too far out there.
All right, no points on round one for Benny. Let's go over. George, it's your turn. Let's spin that wheel and find out what your game will be. Here we go. What do we got? Is it match game again? Match game again? No! No, it is Pat's choice. I get to choose for George. George, I think I'm going to go easy on this one. Not easy just to give you a point. But I'm going to do John Cena trivia. All right, you ready for this, George?
Probably now, but let's go.
All right, here we go. Question number 1 for John Cena trivia. John Cena was the first celebrity to get over how many wishes for Make-A-Wish? And your multiple choice are... Yes, it's multiple choice to make it easier for you guys. 400, 500, 600, or 700. So it's not how many he has now. It's just he was the first celebrity to grant over how many wishes for Make-A-Wish.
I'm going to go with the 400 one. I'm probably not right, but I'm going with it anyway.
He's going with A, 400. Judges, is he correct? I'm sorry. He was the first celebrity to get over 500 Make-A-Wishes.
I thought he had that one.
Yeah, now he does have, I think he does have well over 600 at this point, but he was the first to get over 500. So that was the kind of the tricky one there. Yes, over 650 now. Thank you, Universal. Grandmaster says, I would have said bodybuilding because he wanted to be a bodybuilder for the John Cena match game. Universal says rap is crap. Kurt Hennig. I love that. That was a lot of fun. You remember that, Benny?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the whole that was fun. That was a funny deal.
Was it West Texas Rednecks?
Right, from old WCW. All right, it's Benny's turn. Here we go. We're moving right along here. So we've got one match game done, one trivia done. I'm just keeping track here as we go, and no points. So that's exciting. Here we go. Bubba, dun 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 dun. All right. Looks like Benny is getting his own John Cena trivia here.
All right.
So here we go. John Cena trivia. Who was John Cena's first televised opponent in WWE? Is it A, The Undertaker, B, Triple H, C, Kurt Angle, or D, Randy Orton?
Well, how could you forget ruthless aggression and punching Kurt Angle square on the face? So I will say C.
Ding, ding, ding. No buzzer for you. Congratulations, Benny. You get the point. Yes, Kurt Angle. And of course, yes, how could we forget John Cena's classic line, ruthless aggression? And that was not supposed to be an impersonation, so don't knock me for that. That was supposed to be over the top. All right, moving on. Benny, it's your turn. We're going to spin the wheel. Let's see how you do. Last week was polka. This time, oh no! Oh no! Oh no! I'm sorry, but George loses a turn. So we go right back to Benny.
All right.
Congratulations, George. Here we go.
Easier question, and he gets to lose a turn. What is it? It's rigged.
Oh no, here we go. So George is our doc for today. Because last time we played this, that's all Doc did 2 weeks ago. He says, "This is rigged." All right, here we go. Benny's turn at the wheel with our little retro rock thing here that we got going. Oh, come on. Stay right there. Stay right there. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. It's time to master debate right here on the show. All right. Here we go. That is pushing the line of PG as best as I can right there with that one. All right. Our master debate topics are, for this one, let's go with Benny. You get first choice here. John Cena's greatest rivalry. So, Benny, who are you picking for John Cena's greatest rivalry?
Jeez, that's a tough one. How could you not say The Rock?
He's going with The Rock. All right, so that means before we get started in the actual debate here, George, who are you picking as John Cena's greatest rivalry?
Edge.
He's going with Edge, folks. All right. All I need to do real quick is pull up my timer because my wife was my timer last time. So give me one moment to pull that up here. All right. You guys ready? Benny, you are up first. You have 2 minutes to give us your argument as to why The Rock is John Cena's greatest rivalry. Take it away and go.
Well, I mean, over a 2-year period, this was absolutely solid money, and it was just so entertaining. And what I liked about it the most, I think, is that I believe their promos, they weren't just a work. I think there was a shoot element, especially when they rapped against each other. And in fact, it's really funny. I watched some of that yesterday, and Cena has this habit of using his own sarcasm One of the things he said to Rock is, Rock, over the past several weeks, you've been looking pissed. Don't worry, if you flub your promo, you can look on your wrist, because I guess back in the day, The Rock had a habit of writing little cliff notes on his wrist, and something about being scary. And while I was doing the Marine, you were shooting Tooth Fairy, and he really, Cena is just, I don't know how much of that was spontaneous. I doubt him. I'm sure he concocted something, but the delivery was absolutely flawless. And I really do believe that, there was a certain amount of animosity between these two guys. And they both have massive egos, let's face it. And I think that in their own minds, this was the battle of, who is going to be the head of the table, the king, the Mount Rushmore, the number one. And you could arguably say it's both of them. So while there were better technical matches, when George picked Edge, and those are probably better wrestling matches, but I don't think, as far as the build-up, you can't do any better than a Rock and a John Cena. Just, like I said, these aren't just wrestlers. These are mainstream celebrities.
All right. That's your time. Good arguments, though. I was very happy with that. Good arguments from Benny. And now we move over to George. George, your 2 minutes begins now.
So I feel like Edge was a much better rivalry because, first you had the very first Money in the Bank ever cash in. That's what made Edge a star in the first place, right? Like, it wasn't for Money in the Bank, Edge would have been basically after the Brood, he kind of fell off and was a sinking ship. He got that, and then the rivalry with Cena made Edge what Edge is today, right? If it wasn't for that thing, we wouldn't have the Rated R superstar that we have, right? It got that ad over. We had so many incredible matches with that. The promos in and out weekly were great. That's the thing I can say about The Rock and Cena was, they had good promos, but they were barely there because Rock was part-time. So you never got to it really wasn't this captivating television with it. It was The Rock's going to show up this week. There's going to be something good. Other than that, you didn't have anything. Versus with the Edge and Cena thing, and you were every week, every show, they were, boom, 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 and they kept upping the level here. And like you said, the matches were spectacular. It showed what Edge could do, not only when cutting promos, but in the ring. And they had the stuff with Lita, and it was just fantastic. Versus again with The Rock was really good about the Fruity Pebbles jokes, and and the thing with The Rock, by the way, is the week before he had written his thing on his wrist because he couldn't remember his lines because he hadn't been wrestling in God knows how long. So and he's used to Hollywood, so it was his cheat sheet, and he got called out for it. But my feeling is that without that rivalry, we wouldn't have Edge. Right, and I don't think Cena would have been as over or as popular as it was without that. Edge gave him, they worked so well with each other, and they kept one-upping each other, and they were fighting for that top spot. And Edge was that perfect villain for Cena for the opening, right? So that's how I feel on it.
All right, that was good timing. You were coming up right there at the end of your 2 minutes.
Watching my own time watching it.
All right, good job, guys. Oh, that's not the shot I wanted. I wanted that one. All right. So I have my vote that I know who I want, not who I want, who I think won that round of Master Debaters. But we now send it over to the live chat where the voting has begun. And yes, Benny and George can technically kind of cheat here and vote for themselves if they want to jump in on the show and vote in the live chat. What's that, Benny?
I'm not going to do that.
Oh, Benny! Oh, see, Benny's taking the high road.
Taking a high road.
See, Benny just won a couple more votes.
Yep.
Yeah, he just won a couple more votes right there. Whereas George looked like he was going right for the computer.
No, I know. Actually, I'm watching some solo leveling content.
Oh my goodness! You were what now?
Solo leveling. It's an anime. I was.
Oh, my son would know that. I have no clue about that. All right. It says both were great arguments. This is really tough to decide. Seriously, can't pick. Oh, we can't have ties all the time. My wife always wants to give it to both people. It's always a tie. No, we can't have ties. You got to pick people. But right now, my vote doesn't seem to matter because we do have currently a clear winner. But we're going to do another round before we get to who won Master Debaters. So we'll give more people a chance to jump in and vote. All right, here we go. George, you are up now. This music is amazing. I am digging this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Opponent's choice. So, Benny, it is up to you. What do you want to give George? The match game? Give him the advantage in the rap battle. You could do that. We've got John Cena trivia. You can master debate again. Or you can even just pick lose.
Can't choose lose a turn, can you?
You can. It's still on the board.
Well, I mean, that would make the most sense. I'm going to do that.
All right. So the baby face going with
George.
lose a turn. All right, George. George still yet to get on the board. So now we go straight to Benny. And we're still not going to do the announcement because we didn't technically play anything yet. So here we go. Benny, you're up. George, it's rigged. I have too much fun on this show. Oh, look at that. Again. So, George, you get to pick for Benny.
He gets to lose a turn.
He's losing a turn, which means, folks, just so everyone's aware, we only get one more shot at lose a turn. If lose a turn comes up again or someone picks it, it is off the board. 4 times for lose a turn is the most. 4 times for opponent's choice. 4 times for Pat choice, and it's off the board. Those are our little side rules in case that happens. So lose a turn. We're back to George. And here we go. Let's just cross our fingers and hope we don't lose a turn again. Oh, come on. Keep going. Keep going. There it is. There it is. All right, so we are master debating again. And before we do that, let's see what the results were. Who gets the point for our last round of Master Debaters? And the winner with a unanimous decision. No, I got a timer. I'm good. Our winner by unanimous decision was Benny.
All right.
With The Rock. And you want to be the honest truth here is based on the arguments, no offense, I actually had chose George. I thought George made some really strong arguments for Edge there. I actually was leaning that way. So if there was a tie, that would have been the direction. But I'm sorry, George. The live chat is rigged. It's against you. But on this round, you get to choose what you guys are debating about. Or not what you're debating about, but you get to choose yours first. So the next one's going to be the opposite of that. What is or who is John Cena's worst rivalry? This one might be fun. There's some bad ones out there. John Laurinaitis. I was never a big fan of Cena versus Big Show after WrestleMania 20. But there's some poor ones out there.
All right, I got one. Cena's worst rivalry, I'll say, is Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom. Interesting. All right. A very recent one. And Benny, how about you? What do you think for John Cena's worst rivalry?
I'm going to say Johnny Ace, John Laurinaitis.
John Laurinaitis. That was the first place my head went the moment I wrote this one down. So, George, you get to go first. Why is Dominic Mysterio his worst rivalry? Your 2 minutes starts now.
I won't even need that long. The reason, and it's real simple. Reason for it being is it's so short. There's no time to really put anyone really over. It's just 2 matches and call it a day. Um, and maybe like 1 or 2 promos. Um, Now, is it good for Dom? Absolutely. I wish Cena could actually, because I think he said on the Joe Rogan podcast the other day that he actually wanted 220 dates, and they only wanted to give him the 36. So if he had gotten a full amount of dates, maybe would actually have a proper rivalry with Dom, it would have been fantastic. I'm a big Dom, behind the actual person. I'm a really big fan of. I'm a big fan of his character and all stuff like that. But I feel like it was way too short, and it really, while they can use it on TV and say that Dom is the greatest of all time, whatever, it really wasn't a good rivalry because it was so short, and it was nobody really got so much out of it that they could have gotten, right. So
Right.
for me, that's my argument.
All right. Good arguments. Good arguments from the chat. I got to throw this out there because this was a good one. Grandmaster Solace. Mine is Kane. It was because it was cringe. 100%. I mean, that Kane thing. I mean, at first I remember being so excited because we got Kane back in the mask. Remember that? Like he came out and we all wanted him back in the mask, I think, at that point. So it was cool to see Kane, but then it just all fell apart from there. And I think they kept teasing a John Cena heel turn then, and it didn't happen. So it wasn't great. All right, here we go. Benny, you picked John Laurinaitis, Johnny Ace. Universal tends to agree with you here. So give us your thoughts. You got 2 minutes, which starts now.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with George as far as the rush, the build rather, with Dom and Cena was rushed. But we talked about that last week. That's kind of the nature of the beast now with all the live events that WWE has. There's not really a lot of time to build any kind of storyline. I thought, given the small amount of time they had, they did very, very well. But to me, like, I love John Cena. You want to like legitimately hate his opponent, and you can't hate Dirty Dom. Dirty Dom is, he's Ray's kid, number one. Number two, that he worked, and maybe part of that's a function of the fact that it's a small world now. We see everything. We know everything about all these wrestlers. We know Dom's a great guy. He's got a nice wife. And he's, the kid's worked his ass off to build, to bring his game up. But John Laurinaitis, I think if you asked 100 WWE fans, if you had a chance, would you punch John Laurinaitis in the face? With the exception of maybe Nikki Bella, who's his kind of stepdaughter-in-law.
Yeah.
The 99 would say yes. He's just, he's so bad at what he did that, he legitimately sucked on the mic. But he was just so bad. It's funny. I remember when Punk was shooting on him, and he said when he was Johnny Ace with his Kentucky, one of the best lines they've ever heard, Kentucky waterfall mullet. So, being a fan of mullets, I particularly marked out over that. But John Laurinaitis was just so horrible that it was good by default. He was so bad that you did. You wanted to punch him in the face. And so yeah, that's why I'm saying Johnny Ace or John Laurinaitis.
All right. Good one and great timing right at the end of the 2-minute mark. So no buzzer. Thank goodness. And all right, so now the poll is up in the live chat. So again, based on the arguments, who is John Cena's worst rivalry against? Is it Dominic Mysterio or Johnny Ace? John Laurinaitis, make your votes now in the live chat, and we will come back to that in a little bit. But we're going to move on here to Benny. We are now 2 master debate topics down, which means we have 2 left before it comes off the board. And yes, Universal, that's 100% correct. Road Warrior Animal, John Laurinaitis' brother. That's fun fact for all y'all out there. Here we go. Benny, your spin on the wheel Round and round it goes. Where it stops, John Cena trivia.
All right.
There we go. All right. The next trivia question for you, Mr. Scala. What was the name of John Cena's debut rap album? Was it A, You Can't See Me? Was it B, My Time Is Now? C, Thugonomics? Or D, Never Give Up?
Oh, geez.
I
give me
actually
those
tried to
questions?
make this difficult. I tried to make this one a little challenging here. So
All right.
you want me to
give me
repeat
choices
those?
one more time?
Yeah. So the first rap album, was it You Can't See Me? Was it My Time Is Now? Thugonomics? Or Never Give Up?
I am going to say My Time Is Now.
He's going with My Time Is Now. Letter B here. Chat. Is he right? Oh,
Oh.
no. The answer was A, You Can't See Me.
Oh, okay.
Universal, once again, thrown out there. Rap is crap. Crap is rap. We have Acquisition says You Can't Smell Me. If that's, yeah, this ain't smell-o-vision. That's good. I got it. Yes, you did, Grandmaster. Good job. All right, here we go. And so far, right now, Johnny Ace is leading the votes for worst rivalry. There's still time, though, George. There's still time. Here we go.
Good.
It's George's turn at the wheel. Here we go. Round and round it goes. Look at that. Look at that. My favorite game, and we're doing it again. I love you, Wheel. Wheel, you're my favorite wheel of all time. Thank you, Wheel, for another round of Master Debaters. But we're going to do this a little bit different. I've kind of noticed something that I should have known right off the bat. And that is the person who lands on the square is supposed to get the advantage, right? And it's not much of an advantage, I think, if you go first. I think it helps the person going second because you get to hear the original argument and make a counter argument. So we're going to change this up for the next two. So, George, you get to pick first, but you get to go second. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So now we're going back to greatest here. But this time, what is John Cena's greatest victory? What is his biggest win, his greatest victory that he's had? Here we go. This is exciting. Where are we going with this one?
I'm gonna have to say, wait, do I choose or does he choose?
You choose first. You're going to go second, though.
Okay, I'm gonna say the breaking the record 17 because it's number 17 because it's the record.
Good choice. Good choice. Benny, what is yours? What are you going with as John Cena's greatest victory?
Can I agree with him? Because that was my answer.
Yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
but you have to pick a different one.
Oh, I do.
Yes.
All right,
And then you,
oh,
yeah.
okay. Jeez.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but there's a few we could throw out there. You could do his first U.S. title win, his first WWE title win.
Let's go with his first world championship. I believe it was WrestleMania 21 versus JBL.
All right. So there we go. All right. So now before we jump into the game, the scores have changed. We ended the last poll, and the winner was Johnny Ace. So Benny has now taken a 3-0 lead. But we still got a long way to go, George. There's always a chance. We got plenty of trivia questions, match games, and, of course, the epic rap battle, which may decide the entire game because the point totals for that one are different. All right, here we go. So, Benny, you get to go first. Why is John Cena's first WWE title win his greatest victory? Your 2 minutes begins now.
Well, let's go back a little. Let's go back to that, ruthless aggression remark when he punched Kurt Angle in the face, and he kind of just slowly took off from there. The WrestleMania prior, he defeated the Big Show for the U.S. title, which was his very first title. But and the U.S. title is a very significant belt, and I think he really helped elevate it. But you become a made man when you win that world title. JBL was the champion, I believe, for a good 10 months. And I was 100% positive that Cena was going to win that match, and he did, of course. And I think that really established him. That made his credibility. But it also, I think at that point, the significance was that he created the spinner belt. And I think that's what really polarized his audience. I think he had become a rapper, turned heel, became a rapper. Before that, he was a very bland prototype babyface. And are we still on?
Yeah, you're good. You're still there.
Okay, yeah. All right. So he, as the prototype, he became bland very quickly. Turns heel, becomes a rapper, then turns babyface. But when he won the championship, and he developed that spinner belt, I really think the Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks, that all started there. And you know what? It didn't matter that half the people hated Cena, because those half, they spent as much money buying tickets as the half who said let's go Cena. So I really think to that extent, I mean, yeah, the 17th victory was very significant because it broke a record, which, I mean, let's face it, Ric Flair probably won the title 73 times, and there were so many ones that weren't documented. But
that was not saying you're wrong, by the way.
Okay.
But I know where you're going, and that's a really good point about that 17. Like, I think there has to be some kind of asterisk there, but I get that it's like recognized world title wins, and Flair in these little territories throughout the years lost and won it multiple times. So yeah. But all right, George, you are arguing that number 17 is the biggest, and this might be the one that you get here, George, because it's the closest one I think that we're going to have in the votes here. So, George, take it away. Your 2 minutes starts now.
So, again, beating the record, being the all-time great 8, right? So the reason why the other ones aren't recorded is because it's like counting like the NXT World Championship, being champion as being one of those world championships, right? Ric Flair, while he did have a billion times belts, the same thing could be said for Hulk Hogan. The difference with that being is we're talking about WWF, WCW. Those are where those titles are all coming from, and NWA to an extent. Whereas, that's all, and it's all under one umbrella, right? So we're talking about WWE. We're not talking about New Japan. We're not talking about most of the independents outside of the NWA, which really is kind of at the time wasn't an independent, right? It was like the place to go before WWF took off and became what it is today. But Cena becoming a 17-time world champion makes him the greatest of all time in WWE. Because if you look at all those Make-A-Wishes that he did, all the merchandise he sold, he carried the company on the back for over 20 years. He went through everything because remember, Lesnar was supposed to be the next big guy, and then Lesnar said, "Peace, guys," and he went to do football and then to UFC. So they had no one after The Rock went to Hollywood. So they were scrambling, and they made Cena, and Cena took that ball and carried that company on his back for forever. Good or bad, again, we all wanted Cena to go heel a long time ago. We didn't want it at the last year. We wanted it, years and years and years ago. But it was just, him being that 17-time world champion. He's earned that, right? Like, and I don't think anyone can disagree with that he's done all this fantastic stuff with it in the last year, right? That never seen 17 gimmick that he has going on now, right? We wouldn't have gotten any of that.
Your time is up, sir. But very well done. Well done. Both of you guys. Really, really strong master debaters today.
Not really. Okay.
Oh, no. Believe me, when we first started doing this, on the very first episode of this show back in June of 2023, and my buddy Ashton and George, Maria Pekaler, one of the 2021 champs, they came on and they did this. And Ashton was a kid in a candy shop because we did Saturday morning cartoons as the theme, as the topics. And Maria knew nothing about any of them. And she won. Which was crazy. It was insane. But no, you guys are doing really, really good. And it might be tough for me because right now, as it stands, and we have time still, live chat, but we stand at 50-50 on this one, whether it's the first WWE title win or the 17th title win. So it might come down to old Positively Pat Sims' vote here. All right, Benny, it's your turn to try to get another point up on George. Here we go. Let's spin that squared circle. Yeah. Go, go. Oh, it looks like we got match game. I tell you what, the wheel is making you guys sweat over there with that rap battle one. I'm telling you. All right. So, who did I just say his turn? Oh, Benny. So, Benny, you get to pick. Do you want to match with George, Positively Pat Sims, or the not-so-mystery guest?
I'll do the not-so-mystery guest again.
He's going with the not-so-mystery guest. We talked about last night. Success takes courage. That was our show for Warriors Unleashed. Benny is showing that he has courage, ladies and gentlemen. Real courage that it takes to win at the squared circle. What is that?
I said I have heart.
Yes, you do, sir. Yes, you do. All right, here we go. The next one. All right, hold on. Let me get this started here for our match game because I've got it this time. Yeah. Let's turn that down just a little bit. All right, here we go. John Cena. John Cena might be a tough wrestler, but he's terrified of blank. Just the sheer deer in the headlights look on my wife's face is priceless. John Cena might be a tough wrestler, but he's terrified of blank. Terrified of blank. I want one of those little tiny mics. Terrified of blank.
Rayburn had that like 8 foot.
I know, I love that thing. Yeah, like the Bob Barker mic thing there. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I want one of those.
Well, I'm gonna go with reality because this is played out. He's terrified of having children.
Oh, okay. Wait, what was your answer?
He's terrified of having children.
No freaking way. My wife wrote kids.
There you go.
What did he pick?
Children.
Oh, I was going to write children too. Because he doesn't want any.
No, that you guys have the same reasoning. That is incredible. George, this is rigged.
I was gonna make a joke on mine. If I had that, I was gonna say close because of the Emmy.
Oh my gosh.
That one.
You want to know how this is how crazy that is. So I surprised my wife with the fact that she's even playing in this game. She had no idea she was going to be a part of this. This is what's making this so amazing. And she she couldn't match anything with anyone 2 weeks ago. And of all the ones, that was amazing. That was awesome right there. Like I want to put my wife down and just give her a point too. That was really cool. Oh, that was the greatest match game moment we've ever had on this show.
Nice.
Man, you guys think I'm overreacting with how excited I am, but that was cool. All right, George.
You are overrated.
I am overreacting, but I don't care. That was amazing. All right, George, you're up. Here we go. It's time. Let's get you a point, George. Let's do this. Keep going, keep going. All right. George, you get John Cena trivia. So here we go, George. Let's go. I'm rooting for you, George. I think everybody in the live chat, give George all the love you can. Help him out if you know the answer to this. How many WrestleManias did John Cena go undefeated before his first WrestleMania defeat? Is it A, 5, B, 7, C, 2, or D, 4? So, tick tock, George.
No idea. I thought the other question said Benny got right either. When you say rigged, you mean rigged.
Oh, come on.
We're-
Just a little bit of thought. You can get this. You got this. Maybe it's just because I can do a lot of pro wrestling stuff off the top of my head. Maybe that's why I think that.
I used to be able to when I was a kid. Not so much anymore.
Universal, the options are 5, 7, 2, and 4. Because the live chat's trying to help out here.
I'm going to go with 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, live chat. Judges, is it 4? Ding, 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 ding. George gets the point. Look at that. George is on the board, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, the answer was 4. So if you go back in time, John Cena's first WrestleMania was WrestleMania 20. He defeats The Big Show. WrestleMania 21, he defeats JBL. WrestleMania 22, Triple H. 23, Shawn Michaels. At WrestleMania 4, he's in that triple threat with Randy Orton and Triple H. Randy Orton wins that one. So John Cena's undefeated streak ends at WrestleMania 24, giving him 4 straight victories. Not quite the 21 of The Undertaker. So, all right. George, wow, we finally got George on the board. Awesome. You're only 3 behind now. Only 3. All right, Benny, here we go. Spin that circle. Benny, what are we getting for you here? I am excited. I'm having so much fun. Yes, let it be my choice. My choice. All right. Woo! The crowd is so excited for that one. Okay. All right. What am I going to go with this time? You know what? I want to see this again. It doesn't have to be the same person, but I enjoy doing the match game. So, Benny, you're going to be playing the match game again. So,
All right.
who are you going to be matching with this time? Is it going to be your opponent, myself, or the not-so-mystery guest?
I'll try you this time, Pat.
You're going with me, positively not Gene Rayburn.
Or
All
should I
right.
say Gene. I'm sorry.
Yes. All right, here we go. John Cena's finishing move is the attitude adjustment, but his new move should be called the blank adjustment. I've got my answer already. because I had a specific answer when I wrote it. All right. Just tell me when you're ready. Let me read that again for all of you that might have missed it. John Cena's finishing move is the attitude adjustment, but his new move should be called the blank adjustment.
I'm going to say, for all the attention that's been given him the past year, I'm going to say the gratitude adjustment.
The gratitude adjustment. All right, let's go to the judges. Gratitude adjustment, is that a match? Oh! No, let's go. Let's see what I wrote. And I wrote wig.
I have to know that.
I went with wig. Oh, I'm so sorry, John. We know you're a big fan of the show, so sorry about that.
Oh, I had a question, Pat.
Oh,
Who
my
won
wife
the,
had toupee.
Who won the 17 versus first championship?
Okay, the winner. Yes, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and end that poll now. So the winner of that one, 17 versus number 1, is George Fenmore with number 17, the record breaker.
All right.
Being the winner. So George, you're up to 2. You're halfway to Benny. You're halfway there, brother. All right.
Come back here.
Yeah.
Come back here.
All right, I got to mark off another one for Pat's choice here. And we are all set. So now we are going into George Fenmore's turn. Here we go, George. George. Look at that. It's George's turn to play match game. All right, George, who are you going to try to match? Are you going to try to match your opponent? Which, who knows how that'll go. You can try to match me, or you can try to match the not-so-mystery guest. Who are you going to match?
I'll go with you, Pat.
He's going, excuse me, my name is not Pat. It's positively Gene Rayburn.
Gene Rayburn.
All right. Oh, man. All right. So, if John Cena wasn't a wrestler, he would probably be a professional blank. A professional blank. Now, you can go serious on this. You can have fun with it. You can be funny. Which way am I going to go? Tick-tock, tick-tock. I've got my answer, so you let me know what you think.
If he wasn't a wrestler, he'd be a professional hairstylist.
George went funny. Professional hairstylist. I did not go that route. Let's just put it that way. I also did not go the bodybuilder route because I just don't think he would have. I don't know. I don't think he would have been as good as I think he could have been as a power lifter. I think John Cena could have had a good career as going after that world's strongest man stuff, being a big power lifter.
I can agree with you there. I was being funny. So
Yes,
I agree.
we sticking with the hair gag. I like it. All right. So we have one more match game left on the board, one more master debate left on the board, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trivia questions left, as well as the epic rap battle. They might luck out. That might never get to rap battle as we go. And they're probably hoping that's true. All right, here we go. Benny, time for your wheel to spin. Your squared circle, round and round. Where's it landing? Oh, is he going to match again? This is the last one, if so. Benny, you have tried to match with positively Gene Rayburn. You've tried to match with and you've successfully matched with the not-so-mystery guest. Who are you choosing this time out?
I'm gonna see if I can do it again with the not so mystery guest.
All right. Where is the not so mystery guest? She walked away for a second. I hear myself on her phone. So we know she's here she is. Here she is. All right, here. You take that sheet right there. All right. She's going to write her answer down. And here we go. John Cena's old catchphrase was, "You can't see me." But his new catchphrase is, "You can't blank me." Keep it PG. 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 PG now. "You can't blank me," his new catchphrase. And Grandmaster, the point totals so far are Benny 4, George 2. George only has 2 right now. But here we go. We're waiting for the not so mystery guest. Thank you for the pen, but I also need you need a different pen. Oh, gotcha. All right. Benny, have you got yours yet?
Oh, God. You
It's
can't feel me.
feel. He's going with feel. Let's see what our not so mystery guest with a question mark. So I have to say this like this. Hear. You can't hear me.
At least we went with senses. That should be half a point.
Yeah, half a point. No, that's not how this works. So we had feel and hear. I'm sorry, Benny, we do not have a match. Let's see. Grandmaster Sullus said, "You can't stop me, ... leaving." I like that. That's pretty good. That's a good one, Grandmaster. George, what would you have checked? Do you know? What would you have said there?
I have honestly no idea.
No idea. Acquisition says, "You can't fool me." So that one, I like that one too. I think there's a lot of different ways you could go with that one. That was I'll be fair. That was going to be a tough match. But I need to make a little adjustment here. So give me a second. I forgot that was our last match game. So that is now off the board. So we're narrowing it down here. So, all right, George, it is your turn at the squared circle. Here we go. Dun, 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 dun. And it's going to land on opponent's choice. Benny, your available options are one more Master Debater, John Cena Trivia, the rap battle, which would give George the advantage. We have, you can pass it over to me and let me choose, or the final lose a turn. Which one?
I'll opt for that one.
He's doing the final lose a turn. Oh, George does not get that does not get that opportunity to try to get that point up on Benny. So now Benny, really quickly here, once again, I'm going to need to adjust this here. So we're going to get rid of lose a turn. That is no longer an option on our wheel, on our squared circle. So here we go. It's Benny's turn. Dun, dun. Same song. I like this one, though. John Cena Trivia. Here we go. Question number 5 in our John Cena Trivia here. Where is John Cena billed as hailing from? All right. Is that, I think George knows this one. Is it Boston, Massachusetts, West Newbury, Massachusetts, Springfield, Massachusetts, or Worcester, Massachusetts? Which one is it, Benny?
That would be B, West Newbury.
That is correct, sir. Well done. Well done. Benny gets his 5th point of the game. It's now 5-2. Don't worry, George. There's still an opportunity for you to make your comeback. George, this is your spin at the squared circle. Let's do this. Here we go. George also with John Cena trivia. And because we have answered this question technically already, so this should be a no-brainer for you, George, just proving that this is not a rigged game. So here we go. Who did John Cena defeat for his first WWE Championship?
JBL.
Yeah, I didn't
John
even
Cena.
need to give the options. You are correct, sir. Ding, ding, ding. It is JBL. George gets his point back. He is up on the board again. It is now 5-3. We're back to Benny. Here we go. Benny, it's time to spin that squared circle. A little beach music here. Oh, here we go. That is our last opponent's choice. That means it gets removed from the board. So, George, you get to choose from what's left on the board. You can pass it to me. You can give Benny the rap battle advantage, some trivia, or the final master debaters. Which one are you going with?
Final master debaters.
Final master debaters. That's right, folks. We are down to our very last round of the greatest debate game on the planet, Master Debaters. We're going to master debate all over the place, right here and now. Here we go. And Benny, you do get the advantage here. So you're going to tell me who is John Cena, or what was John Cena's biggest defeat? So we did greatest rivalry, greatest victory, worst rivalry. Now what is his worst or his biggest defeat?
Jeez.
We've got Edge's Money in the Bank cash in. That was pretty rough. That was the first one.
Can I use a non-wrestling event and his failed marriage with Nikki Bella?
Did they actually get married, or was it just a failed
I'm
engagement?
saying, the failed relationship.
Oh, you very well may. Yes, I am allowing it. All right, George, what is John Cena's biggest defeat or loss?
I'm going to say The Rock. The first match with The Rock.
The Rock, the WrestleMania 28 once-in-a-lifetime match. All right, so
Yeah.
right. So, Benny, because this is your round, your turn, George is going to go first so that you can prep and prepare. So, George, your 2 minutes begins now.
I'm going to say it's The Rock act on the very first match, and the reason for that being, like you said, it was hyped as once in a lifetime. It was supposed to be the match. They had a year-long promo fest where actually it was mainly like Cena doing most of the promos all year round, and then The Rock showing up periodically to do his thing. But the point of it was that Cena was here week in and week out, did all the work, did all the thing, kept hyping up and doing. And he was constantly here. And then the part timer came in and kicked his butt and beat him at the end. And if you look at Cena's face after the match, he was just like what just happened, right? Like he was defeated. And after that, Cena went on almost a year-long losing streak, and it took him pulling his head out of his butt and fighting back to get that to win the Royal Rumble, to get the fight The Rock, to get that rematch to turn it over. So I'm gonna go with that, because like if you see the look at Cena's face after that loss, it was just like, what just happened, right? Like he just everything, like all the color left his face, everything. He sold it so well. So yeah, that's all I got.
All right. Hey, that's cool. All right. Benny, You're up, and you get to argue now that his failed relationship with Nikki Bella was John Cena's biggest defeat. Your 2 minutes begins now.
Yeah, the reason why I say this is because any defeat in the wrestling ring will not really tarnish his legacy. That's well established. He could lose to, I don't know, one of the hot dog vendors right now. I don't think it would really matter. I think what the relationship with Nikki Bella was like a story waiting to be written. Here is this, beautiful woman, and the star of the company, the literally, a Mount Rushmore champion, and they get married, and they live happily ever after. And the story wrote itself almost. But I think it tarnished Cena in that I believe that it showed a side of him that wasn't very attractive, I guess. I really believe that he was very insincere. He at one point, it was obviously he didn't want to have children, and thank you to your wife for giving me that point. But at one point on the show, the Bellas, I believe it was, he said to Nikki, I'll give you your wish. And, so that now that this woman, who I believe was madly in love with John Cena, I don't believe the opposite was true. I don't believe he was in love with her. I do believe she was madly in love with him. But now he gives her this promise that I'll give you a baby. And he just, at the very last minute, or relatively at the last minute, pulls the rug out from under her and decides that, I don't want to marry you, and I certainly don't want to have any kids. So I think it just showed a very, for all his good and all the Make-A-Wish wishes he's granted, I think this was a side of John Cena that most people did not want to see.
All right. That's it. That is your time. So, live chat, it is all in your hands. But I do want to bring up some other ones here. Acquisition says WrestlePalooza, which was, of course, the second Brock Lesnar squash, essentially, of John, which went nowhere. Didn't seem to mean anything. Grandmaster Solis, I will always say Punk. Those matches were awesome. Universal is agreement with George. George wins this one, The Rock. When Cena, Grandmaster says, when Cena lost that match to Punk and then the first pipe bomb, it was unforgettable. Universal says he disagrees, Benny. But the marriage, in quotations, was never going to happen. It was as fake as Macho and Liz being together when they were actually divorced. And yes, she was in love with him and him not in her. He disliked all of it. So there's some agreements and disagreements across the board. Let's see where the chat ends up right now. George, you're looking good here to get another point. But let's move on to the next round, which is George's turn. There's only 3 left on the board. There's Pat's Choice. There is the rap battle. And there is John Cena trivia. And we have 20 minutes left in the show. So, guys, say your prayers and eat your vitamins, because here we go with the squared circle. What are we getting? What are we getting? There it is. Finally. We finally get it. It has happened. So, the advantage for the rap battle goes to George. Now, here is how the rap battle is going to work at the end of the game. So you both have an opportunity to write something down. I'm not going to make you do this off the cuff. All right? And I'm not asking for a whole song. I'm asking for 4 lines. All right? And 2 of those lines, the second and the fourth line, need to rhyme. Those are the rules. So 4 lines, lines 2 and 4 must rhyme. And George gets to pick what the rap is supposed to be about. So what is the topic of the rap? George, take it away. Yes, more rap. It's going to be hilarious.
Rap is crap.
So that's the topic. Rap is I think your wife should do every other line. I think you should read it like that. Like Jennifer, George. Jennifer, George. I think that's how the Fenmores should do
She
this.
said not happening.
Not happening, boo-boos.
Oh. I do like boo-boos. I like that. All right. So, George, at the end of the game, we will come back to you. You will choose whether you're going to go first or second.
I need to get a pen, Rob.
All right, go for it, Benny. So that's how that's going to work. All right, so yes, it is kind of putting you on the spot, but it's also kind of not. George, can you make a noise real quick?
Blah.
There you go. I just wanted to there was just a blur underneath us there, so I just wanted to get you back on there. All right, as Benny makes his way back. So that's the rules for the rap battle. So good news, the rap battle is now being removed from the board. So there's only 2 items left. There is Pat's Choice, which doesn't make any difference. You know what? Forget this. We're not even spinning the wheel again because all we have left is trivia. So we're going to rapid fire the trivia here. And, and by the way, the rap battle is worth 5 points. 5 points to the winner of the rap battle, which could mean the game depending on how this trivia goes. We have 4 trivia questions left. So we start with Benny, because George, you won the rap battle spin-off there. So Benny gets questions 7 and 9. George, you get questions 8 and 10. Here we go. Benny, part 2 from our last question, which was, who did John Cena defeat for his first WWE Championship? The answer, of course, was JBL. Part 2, at which WrestleMania did John Cena win his first WWE Championship? Was it WrestleMania 20, 21, 22, or 23?
So is it his first world championship or just his first championship?
First WWE Championship. So not the US, just the actual WWE title. We got 20, 21, 22, and 23. Which one do you think it is?
So you're saying not the US title?
No, the main, like on one show it's the WWE title, the other show it's the World Heavyweight title. John Cena won the WWE title, the biggest prize in the industry, at which WrestleMania for the first time? WrestleMania 20, 21, 22, or 23?
I'm going to say 23.
He's going with 23. Judges? Oh, I'm sorry. The answer is 21. 20, John Cena won the U.S. title versus The Big Show. 21.
Well, he beat, JBL.
He beat JBL. 22, he successfully defended against Triple H. 23, successfully defended against Shawn Michaels. All right. So, George, the game is still in reach. So, George, now we go to you. Who did John Cena defeat? Oh, I guess we just gave this away. So, congratulations for George for this next point you're about to get. Who did John Cena defeat at WrestleMania 20 to win the United States Championship?
The Big Show. I already knew that one, though.
Yeah. See, this game isn't rigged. All right, George, you're only 1 point behind now. It is now 5-4. Benny. All right, so Benny, your next trivia question. What was the original name of John Cena's finisher? Is it A, it was always the AA, which is the attitude adjustment, B, the STFU, C, the 5-knuckle shuffle, or D, the FU?
His finisher would be the AA, attitude adjustment.
So the question was, the original name of John Cena's finisher, has it always been the attitude adjustment? Judges? I'm sorry, sir. The original name of John Cena's finisher was, in fact, the FU. And the submission finisher he added was the STFU. Yes, George.
Can I ask him to skip that?
Yeah.
So the reason why he came up with the FU is because he was having a feud with Lesnar when Lesnar was the guy and he was trying to become the guy, and Lesnar had the F5, and it was his way of shoving it up at Lesnar. Like, you have the F5, I have the FU.
Right. And then when the PG era took over, there went the FU, and in came the Alcoholics Anonymous. So, all right. So, George, this is your chance to tie it up, and then the point totals really don't matter for the rap battle, because then it's just going to be a sudden death rap battle, which would be amazing if that's how this show came down to it at the end, with one game, winner take all. Here we go. George. Sorry, my bad. What was John Cena's first in-ring name? Was it A, the Virus? B, the Terminator? Was it C, the Prototype? Or D, Leviathan?
The Prototype.
The Prototype. Look at George. George was down, guys. George was down, I think, 4-0 at one point. And George has done an incredible comeback. It is now 5-5. This is the best game that we've ever played on this show. And a fun fact, little extra fun fact here. So who can tell me who actually did have the name Leviathan?
Batista.
There it is. Yes. I thought I'd sneak that in there, because I always thought Batista and John Cena had a kind of natural rivalry that they didn't go to very often. It was always like Cena and Orton, but I thought Batista and Cena was pretty good. They did have a pretty decent match at WrestleMania 26. But all right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, Sims Nation, the rap battle is upon us. George, do you want to go first, or do you want Benny to go first? Oh, and by the way, the point does also count. I did count the point for George, who did, in fact, win the Master Debater segment of John Cena's biggest defeat. So The Rock did win that poll. All right. So give me 1 second. I'm setting something up here. So, George, are you going to go first, or are you going to let Benny go first on the rap battle?
We'll let Benny go first.
Benny's going first. All right. So, Mr. Benny, give us your 4-line rap. What was the topic again? I didn't write it down.
Rap is crap.
Rap is crap. That's right. All right. Benny, give us your epic rap now.
All right, here we go. My name is Italian Ice. You might fancy me a rapper. I say, oh, hell no to that. I'd rather be Elvis and die on the crapper.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was good. That was good. I like that. All right, George, you got to beat Elvis on the crapper. Oh, look at that. He's getting serious now. He's getting serious now, folks. All right, George, give us your 4-line. It won't be the same without Jennifer, but give us your epic rap right now. Go for it.
Yo, listen close to the words I say. Rap music is not my cup of tea today. The rhythm feels weak and the lyrics are so tame. For all that music is really quite lame. Boo.
George going full on like early 90s white rap on that one. Yo. Oh.
Invoked my Thumbnomics John Cena.
You know, I also felt some Vanilla Ice there. I felt some,
Yeah,
and here's what
that's what I did.
the first thing I thought of was, yo, it's the Green Machine, gonna rock the town without being seen. Have you ever seen a turtle get down? Oh, bravo. A round of applause, Sims Nation, for our contestants here. And I'm letting you guys in the live chat choose the winner of the rap battle. The poll is up right now. So everybody get over there, vote for who won the rap battle. And because the winner of the rap battle wins the whole thing. All right? They are crowned the Squared Circle champion for this show, the John Cena edition of the Squared Circle. So far, George, it's looking pretty good so far. Are we going to have a great come-from-behind victory? Which sounds really bad saying when you have a game show that has Master Debater in it. Doesn't sound very PG, does it? Acquisition says, I like to rap while I'm taking a crap. Boom. Look at that. Epic. All right, guys. While we're tallying up the votes in the live chat, I want to remind you guys about something that's very cool here. And that is right here. This is our merch store. At positivelypatsims.printful.me. This is where you can find all of our Positively Pat Sims merch, like t-shirts, cell phone cases, stickers, hats, shoes, teddy bears. You can see all that stuff right there, yoga mats even. But especially, guys, right here are your ceramic ornaments. We've got 2 of them hanging on our Christmas tree. They're really, really cool. I really like them. We've got the Positively Pat Sims Show one, and we have the Warriors Unleashed one that we have on our Christmas tree. They are the perfect addition to your Christmas decorations. So make sure you get on over there, get some Positively Pat Sims merch. I'm not just trying to line my pockets. This is about trying to make this show better. Anything we get from that goes right back into the show. And the live chat is not going to make this easy for me, folks, because as it stands, apparently when I said, George, it's looking good for you, the entire live chat said, nope, we've got to step in for Benny, as we are now tied 50-50, which means it comes down to Positively Pat Sims. Do I want to see... Oh, no. The votes keep flip-flopping. We went 60-40, back to 50-50. Now we're back to 60-40. Ladies and gentlemen, we are closing the poll because we're at the end of the show. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give to you your winner and Squared Circle champion for today. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, drum roll please, George Fenmore.
Word life.
Congratulations, George. Way to go. Congratulations. Very, very happy for you. And Universal says he wants a recount. Okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait a minute. Oh, I guess it's a good thing Universal asked for a recount, because I just pulled a Steve Harvey. And now I feel horrible. I went from feeling fantastic to feeling horrible because I made a mistake. And I hate when I make a mistake like this. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner was Benny. I can't do that. I made the mistake, but because I made a mistake, I'll make sure both these guys get something special from me. But the technical winner today was Benny. So I had to make sure I did the right thing there. So that's why I was jokingly being like, boom, 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 boom. But the reality is no, Benny won it.
But it was a hell of a match, though.
It was. I tell you, I mean, regardless of how much I butchered the ending of the show, the whole show itself was so much fun. I had such a great time today. And I want to thank my special guests, Benny and George, for being on the show. Yes, I'm sorry, Universal. Benny won. I know it's confusing because I did pull a big Steve Harvey on that one. But the winner was Benny Scala. So congratulations, Benny. And what's that? Oh, he's giving a round of applause. He's giving a round of applause. I, Stevie, wonder why. Okay. All right. So now's the time in the show before we close out for you guys to plug whatever it is you want to plug. George, we'll start with you. Is there anything you want to bring to the Sims Nation's attention before we close out?
Yeah, always. Like I always tell everyone, go check out ddpy.com. Right now they got their Black Friday sales, and if you're ever in Spring Lake, North Carolina and want a class, come see me. Ben.
All right. And Benny, tell us about what you got coming up and where we can find you.
Yeah, tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, Benny the Jet on Want Radio. My theme this week is weather. So playing songs about the snow, the heat, the lightning, thunder, rain, you name it. And Monday night at 6 o'clock is my true crime show. Very controversial show this week. We're going to be talking about the death of actress Natalie Wood and who really did it. Yeah, that's been a controversy for the last 44 years.
I've been tuned into
that.
that.
Wednesday at 7:30 with Nikita Brezhnikov is when it was real. All those shows will be on Want Radio as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I got to check out that, especially that Natalie Wood. That's going to be good. That's going to be that's going to be very, very good. All right, guys, final reminder. We're going to close out 2025 with Warriors Unleashed every Friday night, Positively Pat Sim show every Saturday morning, just like usual. But coming next year, 2026, be on the lookout. Honest Reviews is getting a facelift, an overhaul, and it's becoming At the Movies. We're going to change up the format to make it better for you, the audience, so it's not just a talking head like we've been doing. And we're coming in strong with a new show that's going to get all of my family involved. It's going to be a lot of fun, called Game Night. Yeah, we're actually bringing in old school video games, some fun mobile games. It's going to be really, really fun, really, really funny. We're even going to be doing some WWE 2K simulations where we pair up some of the most ridiculous celebrities and wrestlers and all kinds of creative things, and we take out all the commentary, and Positively Pat Sims puts the commentary in there for you. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it every time. We do War Games, Royal Rumble, all kinds of stuff. So stay tuned. Make sure you subscribe and follow us here on the Positively Pat Sims YouTube channel. And make sure you check out WANT 24/7 via Live 365 or go to WANTradio.com. All right, this has been a fantastic show. Once again, I want to thank both of my guests, George Fenmore, even Jennifer Fenmore in the background. I want to thank Benny Scala for being a part of the show, and you, our Sims Nation. You guys did such a great job in the live chat, participating with the game show, voting on our Master Debater segments. Just absolutely had a blast here. So thank you so much, everybody. And remember what we always say when we say goodbye for now. Take it easy. And if it's easy, oh yeah, take it twice. So long, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Are dim, but the room still hums with the echoes of laughter and the moments we spun. shaped our dream. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen, I'll be there, you'll see. Goodbye to the faces that stayed in the glow. Goodbye to the voices I always know. This isn't an end, just a bend in the road. Goodbye for now, my friends, my show. The cameras rolled and the stories grew. Each review a mirror of me and you. Through coffee stains and late night calls, we built a world behind these walls. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen, I'll be there, you'll see. Goodbye to the faces that stayed in the glow. Goodbye to the voices I'll always know. This isn't an end, just a bend in the road. Goodbye for now, my friends, my show. The tape may stop, but the reel still spins. Every honest word, a place we've been. This goodbye's a whisper, not a shout. Just know you've been what it's all about. And if you ever wonder where I'll be, look to the screen.